Hello Legion, welcome home. Today we're talking about Platoon. So if you haven't watched it, I would go watch it before you watch this, because I'll be talking about spoilers. The movie was written and directed by Vietnam vet Oliver Stone himself, so already that carries a lot of weight. He was actually there. He was actually on the front line in Vietnam, and this is his story. In a way, this is what he wanted to tell about Vietnam. So this is as real as it gets. So before the actors were given their roles, Oliver Stone took the cast and he put them on a 2-week boot camp in the jungle with Vietnam veterans. You can tell in the film they got this rough and ready look about them. They're exhausted. They've been through 2 weeks of hardly sleeping, digging up foxhills. Then he casts them, so he sees who are the natural leaders in the group, who are the ones who are standing out from the others, who are the ones that are just getting by, who are the ones that are struggling, and he cast them from that, which is really smart, because he's just going off who they actually are. Charlie Sheen plays Chris Taylor, the protagonist. I have a cousin called Chris Taylor. Alright, Chris? Anyway, we see in the movie what Vietnam does to a person, because he comes in as a rookie, but now he's a private, new recruit, straight into Vietnam. Throughout the movie, we get narration from him as he's sending letters back home to his grandma. Towards the end of the movie, he's been consumed by this place. He hasn't even been sending letters home. The place just eats him up, like it would anyone. Something that sets the tone of this movie straight away is Gardner's death. He's the same as Taylor. He joins the same time on the first ambush. Very quick into the film, Gardner gets shot and is bleeding out and dies in front of everyone. And what does Barnes have to say for it?
Y'all take a good look at this lump of shit. You fuck up in a firefight and I goddamn guarantee you a trip out of the bush. In a body bag.
That's the way it is out there. That's a funeral out there. That's what you get. The real juicy sandwich of this film is Elias and Barnes. Two sides of the same coin. Both great leaders, but both very different people. And Barnes is an oiled machine, always moving forward, just steamrolling everything. He gives off a sense of fear. The soldiers are actually scared by him. They know he's been shot 7 times, whether he has or hasn't, they're scared.
The only thing that could kill Bonds is Bonds.
He's a scary guy, but at the same time, you'd want him on your team. In that situation, you'd want him around you, leading the men, because he would. Whereas Elias is the hero, for sure. He's definitely my favourite. He's one sexy looking troop as well, often goes off on his own in firefights, like a one-man army. This scene really gives Elias his own moment, where they're looking up at the stars, and
we've been kicking other people's asses for so long, I figure it's time we got ours kicked.
His thoughts on the war, and he's so right. There's 2 groups in the home base. You've got the people with Elias, who are under this bunker, all smoking, tripping acid, getting high. They look like they're having a brilliant time in there, if I'm honest. And then you've got the other side, which is with Barnes, and they're up above ground, and they're drinking and gambling. And it's the 2 sides of the coin again. That bit where Elias makes him smoke out the shotgun, it's just badass. I want to do that. Before the village scene, you're like, wow, this is a cool film. And then when it gets to that village scene, you're like, whoa. Whoa. Things are getting serious here. I don't like where this is going. Barnes sends his group in there almost looking for revenge for Manny's death. And yeah, the innocents immediately paying the price, getting shot, getting raped. Even our protagonist is at wit's end. Bunny's just having the time of his life.
Holy shit, you see that fucking head come apart, man?
It's hard to watch, but it's great to watch, because you need that. because that's what it was like. You never guess who pops up into this scene as the translator? Johnny Depp. He looks like 19 in this movie. This is Johnny Depp before he was Johnny Depp. And apparently he had more scenes as well, but they cut him because he was stealing the limelight, I heard. But I heard that off a comment on YouTube, so I don't know how true it is. Thankfully, Elias comes in to save the day. So when Elias is around, it gives you hope that the right thing can be done. But this is the Vietnam War. And the way Barnes sees it, Elias is a crusader on his own mission. So when he gets the chance in the next firefight that happens, he shoots Elias. This leads to one of the most dramatic and sad deaths in war movies. That whole sequence is done so well, where Elias is coming out the woods, getting shot from all angles, and he's there trying to make the chopper with the music as well. Out of context, it could be seen as like, oh, it's a bit over the top, a bit dramatic. But when you're there and you're watching it, you just really want Elias to make it to the chopper. And it's just brilliant. Brilliant. No one could recreate that. The song Diago for the Strings is used throughout the film. And to me, it encapsulates the tragedy of war. Now, a lot of people could say that Barnes is the bad guy. And you really do hate him for what he does to Elias. But Barnes just wants to die.
6 you boys against me. Kill me.
You know he means that. He would have died right there if they all attacked him, and he would have taken that. Even at the end of the movie, when Taylor is pointing the gun at him, he isn't scared. He just says, "Do it." Boom, boom, and then he's dead. And all the characters in this, they're all lost. So many good side characters. We got Bunny. Bunny is the guy you just don't want to be around. He's messed up. He's a genuine psycho.
I told the Padre the truth, man. I like it here. Get to do what you want. Nobody fucks with you.
He likes it there. He actually likes it there. Junior, he's always trying to get out of trouble. It's great to watch. I love it where he sprays skeeter repellent on his feet trying to get a chopper out of there. Sergeant O'Neill, he's so far up Barnes' arse the whole way through in the climax. He bloody hides himself under another body. And the next day, when the captain says, "Brilliant, you've got command of 2nd Squad," I love his face in that moment. He's just like, fuck. King becomes good friends with Taylor, and he's always got a smile on his face. Just a happy guy. You could tell he'd bring the morale up all the time. I love the fact he gets to go. You know, he gets to go home. Lieutenant Wolfie, he just doesn't have any respect until the end, where he hardens up a bit, and that's good to see him sort of see a little change in him as well there. Ra is very spiritual. He's the guy who refers to Elias and Barnes battling for his soul. Every good war movie has to include, you know, some brutal deaths and good action scenes. You know, that's what you need to make it a war movie. And in this movie, it all holds up, you know, really well, considering it was made in 1986. I mean, the action sequences are not far and few between. There's a few of them in there. And people get their arms blown off, people get shot in the face, people get stabbed with a bayonet, suicide bombers are in it. You know, you've got all that good stuff that you need in a war movie just to add that extra layer of nice. You know, you want an array of deaths when you watch a war movie. You don't go just to see people get shot. You want to see people with their guts falling out, stuff like that. The end scene, after the napalm's gone off, everything sort of resets. The camera, it goes black and white, and Taylor, our main character, he gets up. You see him looking around, and there's a Viet Cong just like crawling over, like in the background, and he looks at him. He looks away, and he's looking straight down at Barnes. Just goes to show that the war, in the end, they were never fighting the Vietnamese. They were fighting themselves, and that's what the whole movie is trying to tell. Because we don't even see the Vietnamese, really. They're like this hidden enemy. The way Manny dies is like the way the Predator would kill him. You know, it's just off screen. It's like, whoa, didn't even see it. I think I've said what I needed to say about this movie. There's so much you can talk about in this film, and yeah, I just hope you've seen it, and I hope you enjoyed my video. I get not everyone wants to see me just waffling on about a movie, and I get that. It's completely, yeah, I understand that. But these are the kind of videos I watch. You know, I just watch people waffling on about movies. So I thought, yeah, I might give that a go. I might just waffle on about a movie for a bit. You know, just keep throwing shit at the wall and something will stick. Subscribe. Oh yeah, and now here's my take on Platoon. Enjoy. Subscribe, because I do stuff like this. I get myself all muddy, covered in ketchup, and I just do weird stuff. Subscribe. Yeah. If you look at the scene on YouTube, you can tell I actually studied it and got it fairly right, so give me a like for that. And yeah. Oh, this is disgusting. I'm covered in mud.